Hi, everyone. We'll get started in a moment, but first I wanted to let you know that this webinar will be recorded so that it can be viewed later at your convenience. Also, all of your lines have been placed on mute, but I'd like to invite you to submit any questions that may come up during this webinar through the Q&A function. We'll get to those questions at the end of the webinar during the Q&A session. Last thing before we get started, we'll be asking for your feedback at different points, so please be on the lookout for our poll questions. We'll get started in just a moment. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this event on transfer solutions. The goal of today's discussion is to expand everyone's understanding of the various options available to transfer items into and out of containment, and how these options are more relevant today than ever because of changes in how therapies are developed and manufactured. Over the course of the next 30 minutes, we will cover the evolution of bioprocessing and single-use technology, transfer solutions, and custom kitting to improve efficiency. I'm Kyle Baer, Sales Account Executive with Central Research Labs. CRL is an engineering and manufacturing company based out of Red Wing, Minnesota. We've been providing solutions for handling hazardous and sterile materials for 75 years. This webinar was created in collaboration with Benchmark Products. Joining me from Benchmark today is Regional Manager Nick Malkin.
Thanks for the introduction, Kyle. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to join our webinar. We're very excited about the content that is going to be covered today. My name is Nick Malkin. I'm a regional manager for Benchmark Products. Benchmark has been providing unique solutions for cleaning, disinfecting, and packaging for critical manufacturing environments for nearly 27 years. For those of you not familiar with Benchmark, you will learn more about our business and capabilities today. We have a very niche focus on providing products and custom solutions for customers in aseptic manufacturing environments, which naturally makes us very excited for this partnership with CRL and being their exclusive distributor in the United States and Puerto Rico.
Thanks, Nick. So these are exciting times. Over the course of the past several years, we've seen impressive innovation in areas of therapy discovery, pharmaceutical, radiopharmaceutical, biopharmaceutical, and vaccine development. Because of these innovations, the processes used to develop related therapies are evolving considerably. This evolution can be seen early on in upstream processes and purification, and is seen the whole way through to fill and finish. Because of the sensitivity of the compounds being used to develop novel therapies, there is an increasing need for containment systems like isolators, RABs, or hot cells. The form and function of containment systems or barrier systems are becoming more complex and specific, and nearly all of them become easier to operate when they're equipped with some method of transfer. This is especially true when you can transfer aseptically mid-campaign. Sometimes the items that need to enter or exit containment will fall under the following categories: tools, waste, environmental monitoring items, packaging, containers, supplies, and byproducts or yields. These are only a few examples of commonly transferred items, but that list alone demonstrates that the ability to transfer aseptically has extensive benefits. But those benefits don't exist in a vacuum. There are several challenges that you may be experiencing right now that we should acknowledge. Whether it's maintaining sterility, keeping staff safe from hazardous materials, meeting qualification standards and maintaining them from campaign to campaign, managing campaign or project changes that require different transfer needs. Or maybe your transfer solution isn't easy to use. Lastly, as with anything in life, there's a price tag to consider, and each transfer system comes with a different price. Which brings us to our first poll question. We'd like to get your feedback here. What is the largest challenge you're facing related to transferring into or out of your barrier system? Please select one. Thanks for your feedback, everyone. So today there are several ways of overcoming many of the challenges discussed. It's all about matching the right solution to your specific needs. Names like Bausch and Strobel, Sartorius, Getting A, Scan AG, CRL, and Benchmark are involved with these solutions. Let's examine some of the options available to you and where they can fit into your facility. We'll start with the e-beam tunnel. When you need to bring in large quantities of nested pre-sterilized items like syringes that are packaged inside of a container or tub, the e-beam tunnel is a good option. Electron or positron-derived particle rays are used to decontaminate the outer surfaces of those containers. This is more commonly used in larger, high-output isolator lines. Hot air sterilization and deep pyrogeneration tunnels are a good method to consider if you're looking to bring a continuous flow of heat-resistant materials like glass vials into your barrier system. As the name implies, air heated as high as 600 degrees Fahrenheit is used to sterilize your transferred items. The next method here is the mouse hole transfer port. This can be used to transfer items between chambers as well as between chambers within your barrier system. Next is the liner transfer system. Liner transfer system is an excellent method when you're considering transferring items out of your barrier system. It has multiple different configurations, and ultimately plastic sheets are used to transfer your items out of your barrier system. Next is the mouse hole transfer ports. These can be used to transfer items between clean rooms as well as between chambers within a barrier system. And the last solution represented in this discussion is the rapid transfer port. RTPs, as they are known, have become a popular method of transferring items into and out of barrier systems without breaking containment. They've been used for years in the nuclear and life sciences industry. The technology leverages the effective mating of a beta component to an alpha door. Let's take a closer look at this technology. The alpha door or flange comes in various sizes, materials, and configurations based upon the application they're used for. This clean rapid transfer port by CRL features fully enclosed interlocks that require the docking of a beta component in order for the door to open. This minimizes the risk of a break in containment. This video demonstrates how the CRTP works. Once the beta container is docked, the CRTP handle can be rotated and the door opened. At this point, items can be transferred while maintaining containment. The short video we just watched gave you a sneak preview at what a beta assembly can look like. As you can see on this slide, they're available in multiple dimensions, materials, and serve many functions, like transferring fluids, powders, or solid items. And a beta coupler makes it possible to connect two isolators together. One type of beta assembly that has grown in popularity recently are single-use beta bags. Single-use technology as a whole has penetrated multiple categories within bioprocessing and pharmaceutical manufacturing. Barrier system transferring is no exception. Within the RTP category, items like single-use tubing and connectors are being integrated into beta assemblies for liquid transport. And beta bags, as mentioned earlier, are being used in increasing numbers. This beta bag by CRL features Tyvek and high-density polyethylene. I'm also excited to share that the engineering team behind this beta bag decided to expand the capability of the flange. One bag type features a flange that docks to Getting A DPTE XS alpha ports. A second bag type docks to CRL alpha ports. This versatility allows customers more flexibility in how and where they will use the bags. Beta bags like this eliminate the risk for cross-contamination and reduce startup costs when compared to more expensive reusable beta canisters. The reduction of cleaning validation and physical flexibility of materials used in beta bags also expands how they can be used in manufacturing. As a result of the popularity and flexibility that beta bags offer, kitting has become a convenient means for customers to request specific services with the bags to make their work in and around isolators much easier. More on kitting and single-use technology to come later in the presentation. But first, it's time for our second poll question. We just covered several transfer solutions from e-beam tunnels to rapid transfer ports. Before we move into the rest of this discussion, we'd like to know, what transfer solutions are you currently using? Please select all that apply. Thanks for your feedback, everyone. Looks like we had a lot of choices for the RTPs. So we started this webinar celebrating the evolution that's taking place with the science that's involved in developing new therapies for patients around the world. Manufacturing technology is evolving too. These are some ways that we've seen the technology shift and where we predict that it'll take us into the future. To date, we are witnessing an 11% annual growth in biopharmaceutical revenue. Bioprocessing capacity is following that same trend line. In order to keep up with all of this growth, a shift is occurring with the equipment that's being used for bioprocessing, specifically in pre-commercial manufacturing. That shift is the takeover of single-use technology. More than 85% of the equipment being used in this space is single-use. In 2019, the most commonly used single-use components were transfer systems, tubing, filters, and connectors. Are you using any of these currently? So that brings us to our next poll question. What types of single-use products are you using to support your transfer needs? Please select all that apply. Thanks, everyone. Here again, we had a lot of a very large selection on tubing and connectors. Thanks for your feedback. So the most common reasons why single-use systems are being chosen are decreased risk of contamination, reduced cleaning requirements, reduced capital investments, campaign flexibility, and reduced time to market. Some of these may look similar, and that's because they all apply to the beta bags that were mentioned earlier. Given everything that's been discussed so far, it isn't hard to believe that continued growth is anticipated in bioprocessing and the single-use field. Double-digit growth is forecasted for both categories, resulting in massive market sizes. This type of activity demonstrates the ongoing need for barrier systems and the transfer solutions that improve their function, especially single-use solutions like beta bags and kitting. Here to talk in greater detail about kitting is Nick Malkin with Benchmark Products.
Thanks a lot, Kyle. I was mentioning earlier, Benchmark Products is a cleanroom supplier, and we're a business that is very CGMP application focused. I think what makes Benchmark different is being a supply partner that seeks to truly understand our customers' applications and problems. Seeing where a lot of our customers' manufacturing is headed, we have naturally shifted our focus to learning more about isolator technology and efficiencies we can help provide. We're extremely excited about our partnership with CRL, helping us further broaden our offering of products and solutions centered around isolator technology. Benchmark will be the exclusive supplier for these single-use aseptic transfer bags, also known as beta bags, in the US and Puerto Rico. We feel this partnership will position us well to provide value in the industry due to the need for a domestic supplier. Competitive products are being shipped from overseas and carry long lead times and high order minimums. With CRL's manufacturing based in Red Wing, Minnesota, and Benchmark keeping inventory in our Waukegan, Illinois distribution center, we have the ability to reduce carrying costs for our customers and provide fast lead times. We also have a clean room on site in Illinois, which will allow us to do unique things from a custom packaging and kitting perspective, which I will provide more detail on here shortly. As Kyle has covered, there's a growing trend and shift in parenteral manufacturing. Many pharmaceutical companies are shifting their manufacturing to controlled and isolated environments, such as isolators and restricted access barrier systems, because when eliminating manual intervention, the final drug product, the patient, and the operator are all protected. The upcoming EU Annex 1 on the horizon in 2021 will call for the use of this type of equipment in aseptic manufacturing, which I think could lead to the rise of CMOs in the US that are already outfitted with this expensive equipment. 3 aspects of aseptic transfer that I will cover today include real estate in aseptic manufacturing, aseptic containment, and most importantly, the need for aseptic intervention. So a couple months ago, I was actually talking with a customer of mine, and I heard an interesting statement that really stuck with me. He asked where I thought the most expensive real estate was inside of an aseptic manufacturing plant. So I gave this question some thought, and I guessed an isolator. I was close, but he said it's actually what's inside of the isolator. He went on to explain that that area is the most critical area for the most crucial part of a drug manufacturing process because there's open injectable product. There's also very limited space for non-essential items that could cause the smallest source of contamination that can present multiple problems. When we were talking, he did acknowledge that there's a need for transporting product in and out of an isolator during a campaign, but it's important for whatever you transfer in to remove out right away because of that limited space. So it's important to maintain sterility after a VHP so aseptic containment is maintained. Aseptic containment is important because of what I mentioned earlier. There is open injectable drug product inside of the contained environment. Maintaining sterility in this grade A area is vital for protecting the drug product and ultimately the patient. This equipment was designed to provide a barrier to eliminate manual intervention, prevent cross-contamination, and minimize human interaction as much as possible, but yet applications for breaching the barrier and aseptic intervention still exist. As Kyle mentioned earlier, some of these reasons for aseptic intervention include the removal of waste, which could be in a liquid or solid form, transporting vial caps or rubber stoppers, environmental monitoring equipment, or cleaning tools and materials. This application is possible because of RTPS, or rapid transfer ports, which are also known as alpha ports that are built into the design of an isolator. I truly think we found the perfect partner in CRL because of their history and proven track record of engineering, and this is where Benchmark's reputation as a solutions provider really comes into play. It's one thing carrying essential products we're all familiar with, like isolator gloves or cleaning tools, like our Sweet Reach isolator cleaning tool pictured. But we recognize that isolator technology is becoming more complex and automated. This partnership with CRL, combined with our capabilities, presents an opportunity to provide a crucial solution and efficiency for the most expensive real estate in an aseptic manufacturing environment. So outside of being well positioned in the industry from a distribution perspective, I think we're in a really unique position to provide efficiency and value because of our experience managing sterility and custom capabilities with our in-house clean room. So these bags that Kyle started talking about earlier are available ready to sterilize, are compatible for one autoclave cycle. However, Benchmark offers this bag ready to use, validated sterile as an empty bag that can be used to remove waste or product outside of an isolator. Managing sterile validation around a product can be really time consuming and expensive, so we're excited to provide value taking this out of our customers' hands. This, combined with having an in-house clean room, allow us to provide custom turnkey solutions for our customers that can really provide a lot of efficiencies and reduce a lot of downtime before, during, and after a campaign. As it relates to kitting, the component transfer aspect is where things can get really interesting. Whether you're trying to insert components of the aseptic manufacturing process like vial caps or rubber stoppers, manage your environmental monitoring in the ISO 5 environment with media plates, pens and Sharpies, or portable particle counters, or performing in-process cleaning with items like pre-saturated wipers, dry wipers, or a hand sponge, we can really offer a lot of custom possibilities to accomplish this aseptic intervention while maintaining sterility. From a cleaning perspective, after the initial VHP decontamination cycle is complete and the sterile barrier has been set, you can't spray aerosol inside of the isolator, and it's important to use the least amount of chemical as possible because residue buildup can be viable for contamination. This is where our portfolio of products can complement one another very well. A differentiator of Benchmark is our split fiber material technology called Sweet. Part of this product line includes a non-shedding, validated sterile dry wiper and hand sponge. This material has the ability to physically remove bacteria as small as endotoxins with little or no use of disinfectant, making it different compared to other traditional polyester and microfiber cleanroom wipers. Obviously, there are many different possibilities related to kitting, but personally, I am excited to work with our customers and see this portfolio grow. I really appreciate everyone's time and attention today. In a moment, I'm going to turn things back to Kyle, but before I do, we have one last poll question. Which product would you like to see included in a custom kit that can provide efficiency during the aseptic transfer process?
Thanks, Nick. So as we wrap back into this presentation, I want to show my appreciation for everyone's time here. And as a result of all the activity happening right now in pharmaceutical manufacturing, a lot of transfer solutions have been developed. I hope that you found value in some of these different solutions that can help improve the functionality of your barrier system. What other solutions would you like to see developed? How can kitting help you? We'd like to hear from you. We're going to move into Q&A in a moment. But first, we'd like to invite you to share your thoughts with us sometime. Email us at the addresses listed to request a meeting and samples of our beta bags. Some of you submitted questions during this presentation, and you may be sitting on a question right now. If you can spend a couple more minutes with us, please send in your final questions so that we can provide you with some feedback. So now we're going to move into Q&A.
Thanks, Nick and Kyle. Hi, I'm Sheena, Marketing Communications Lead at CRL. We've set aside this time to answer your questions, and it looks like we have a couple, so let's jump right in. First one, can the beta bags be autoclaved? Kyle, you want to handle that one?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Nick touched on this a little bit earlier in the presentation, but yes, these beta bags can be autoclaved. They're designed for one autoclave cycle. This is part of our testing and validation process for the beta bags. Specifically, they are designed to be autoclaved at 121 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes.
Next question, what are the lead times on the beta bags?
I will take that one, Kyle, and that's a great question, Sheena. So these bags will be shipping from our Waukegan, Illinois warehouse, and the lead time will be 1 to 5 shipping days, depending on where you're located in the country. As it relates to custom kitting, which we spent a majority of the time discussing, that's more customer related. So we'll really need to work with our customers and truly understand the contents of their kit. And that's something that we can schedule time to talk about offline.
Thanks, Nick. Right, it looks like that covers it. We'll stay on for just a couple more minutes. Send in your questions. We'd love to hear from you and see how we can help with some of these solutions.
Any final questions?
If we didn't get to you, feel free to put those in and we'll get back to you offline and answer those, or email Kyle or Nick directly and they will get back to you regarding your specific needs.
Thanks everyone for your time here today. We really appreciate you sharing it with us. As you can see on the screen, I put back up our contact information. Please feel free to jot that down and reach out to Nick or myself so that we can help out with some of the projects that you're working on. But thanks again and have a great rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, everyone.